Okay, I'll officially begin the meeting for this month, for April 28th. Our updates about IWS Canada and our meetings with members and our show and tell session and any news anybody has. Our latest news, we just had we'll pop over to Mississauga Watercolor Society show. I was there with Luan and Helena from Rockwell was there demonstrating the Rockwell paint series. And it was a great time. And I think we have several new members coming from the Mississauga Watercolor Society. And it was a good intro to the venue in which we'll be using for the exhibition in September. Some other updates. We're going to have a plein air session on the 26th of May with Doug Geldart and myself over at the Brickworks in Toronto. So if you're in the Toronto area, then see that coming out soon. We have, what else? We have the magazine coming up soon as well. That'll be released on the 1st of June. So we're going to be collecting the paintings for that pretty soon. I'll send out an announcement, call for submissions for the next magazine.
Michelle Aston or Michelle Aston?
We will have the Holland tour as well. We still have room on the Holland tour if you're interested in that. We're going to link up with some members of IWS Holland as well in Amsterdam. There's the Mitte Gallery. She's going to host a workshop there for us, and we'll be centering around Leiden and visiting a lot of the attractions around there, and maybe add some other places like The Hague and Delft to that trip, because they're all very close and very reachable and very interesting locations to visit. And everything's very walkable because everything's close together over there. If you can't make it this year, that's fine. I plan to do this every single year because I go to Holland and Mexico no matter what. I've been doing it for 10 or 20 years. Well, 10 years for Mexico and 20 years for Holland. So, so I know Celinda also is down there quite a bit. So, and she joined us on the last trip. So she can attest it was a good time had by all. And we're going to add, next year, we'll add the San Miguel portion to it. So, it went off so well that we feel we can make it a bit more complicated next year and add another leg of the tour. And there's also the Calgary exhibition, which will come after the September exhibition in Visual Arts Mississauga. That's being curated by Ina Nagatseva, and that will be in Calgary on the 30th of September. So if Toronto is too far for you to reach, then maybe Calgary is a bit closer for you. We're going to have a call for entry for that. I think it's up already, call for entry, and we'll have more info on that as it unfolds. And off the top of my head, that's the latest news we have on upcoming events for IWS Canada. Does anybody have any comments or updates or news they want to mention? Celinda?
I just have a question
Yep.
on the exhibitions that are coming up for Toronto and Calgary in September. Is it strictly exhibitions, or will there be workshops and things like that if people attend?
Yeah, we'll have workshops too, especially in September. We'll definitely have workshops. Unfortunately, we didn't get our grant for Visual Arts Mississauga. We're hoping that was going to offset some costs. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to have basically different levels of involvement depending on how involved you want to be. So we'll have paid workshops, and we'll have free events as well, but we'll have more things that people can pay for depending on how involved they want to be in the show. So we're trying to keep the cost. Well, free events will have outside. There's an outdoor area. There's grass. We're going to have some free painting, some demos. Rockwell's going to give some demo their stuff, and we'll have some free demos as well. There'll be some plein air painting we can do around the grounds. There's a nice park around there. We'll have some of those, but just the more advanced workshops we'll have paid by depending on the person conducting the workshop. A lot of this stuff will also the hanging fees will help us pay for the cost of the exhibition as well. The main cost is the rental of the space, so it's about $5,000 to rent the space for the 3 days, And then the costs on top of that are maybe supplies, we'll have some refreshments and things. And but we just won't have as many freebies as we did in Vancouver last year. But we're going to keep things as manageable as possible. We have a lot of people who are going to pitch in and volunteer and help out as well. So yeah, we'll have more information on that as it comes. And yeah, it's about got 2 more people coming in
That
now.
sounds great. Thank you.
So yeah, that's the updates I can think of. Chris has been very helpful. She's been volunteering as the webmaster, so she's been very helpful with that. So thank you, Chris. And posting up the news on WordPress as her expertise expertise is in that area. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? Any comments they want before we begin?
Ian, what was the date of that show in September?
September 5th to 9th.
Okay.
Visual Arts Mississauga. It's just west of Square One, fairly central Mississauga. There's a large park around it. It's a little bit isolated in terms of getting there without a car. But as we find out who's attending, we can figure out carpools, and possibly we can even have stayovers. So if some of the locals want to host another member, maybe we can do that. That's another way. Maybe we can cut costs down. If people want to host, I could certainly host a couple of people here, most likely. So
That would
depending,
be awesome. That would
Yeah,
be
so
awesome.
that'll cut hotel costs. So we'll send out I'll send out a request to the local members to see who has room and who's willing to host somebody they want to visit from another city. Another bit of updates. I've applied for a exhibition space at the Etobicoke Civic Center. That was just an ad I saw. They're looking for people for organizations to have exhibitions there. So I'm going to hear back from that hopefully. But anyway, that's a long off. That's next year. But for now, we're the Visual Arts Mississauga September 5th and the Calgary exhibition on the 30th. Those are the 2 main ones, and then everything else in between, the magazine, and we'll have the usual contests and things. There was a contest I was going to announce that slipped my mind now. I'll try and remember what it was, but something I was going to announce during the Zoom talk. But yeah, I'll try to remember.
The 10-second thing, Ian? The
Oh,
10-second
yeah.
video
Oh
thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, not everyone has submitted their video yet, so I might have to wait till next month. I think that was it. There wasn't anything else that you remember, is there?
No, I think that's the only
No.
one. Yeah.
Okay, if that's otherwise, I'll announce it next time. I think that was it. Yeah. Yeah, because the other ones we gave out, it was the members' choice for the gallery and the 3D gallery. Okay, so any questions before we move on? Have our show and tell. Okay, I think Michelle said she was ill. Michelle, how are you feeling there?
Yeah, I'll show you my goodies. I'm just gonna walk over there. Hang on a second. I don't
I
want
saw
you
you
to see.
you just posted something. I didn't quite see it, but I guess you're all right.
I just said I'm not feeling well, didn't make it to the show. I'm disappointed. I'll stay on as long as
for
I
Mississauga. Okay, I see what you mean.
can. Okay, so I'm taking you over. Now I have to switch the camera
are you-
around.
Are you also a member of Mississauga Watercolor Society?
No, but is it possible to join it? Like I was kind of looking.
Yeah, I think so. Well, probably.
Okay. Okay. Could you please tell me how to make my camera turn around? Like the
the selfie switch thing. There should be a
Yeah.
little button that flips it. If you look at the screen
Okay.
down in the bottom corner, usually there's a button to flip it.
Dear me. I usually don't have trouble with this, but I think my brain is just not working. Maybe it's in the more section.
It could be on the left-hand side if you're using an iPad, top left.
iPad. Okay, yeah. Left hand. I see mute, I see stop video, I see participation. No, okay, well, we're gonna go this way then. I'll take you
Oh,
around
there we
like
go.
this. Okay. So, oh boy, everything's backwards. Okay. So these are two that I finished that are going into gallery soon. And here are two more. You know, Rockwell had that call for artists.
Oh, yeah.
So the
That's
one
rock.
at the,
Mhm.
yeah, the bottom right is rock.
Mhm.
Is Rockwell. There's that. And these are, one's 12 by 12, the flowers 12 by 12. The other one is 8 by 10. And then there's, I don't know if you can see this.
Do you like the
Oh, this-
Rockwell pigments?
I do. I'd like to play with them a lot more, but I just don't have the cash to buy everything I want.
Yeah, I know. The Charm series is very nice. I really love the Charm.
Whoa, sorry guys. Okay, and then I'm working on this one. And I'm really trying to get the blue
Oh,
reflection.
wow.
So, yeah,
Great sense of light.
thanks. And that's me. What I've been doing. Personally, I kind of like this one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah,
It's
that is.
really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
The blues and the pinks work well together there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of shades of coral and grays and just all kinds of stuff.
That
Yeah.
on canvas? Is that on canvas?
Oh, that is, well, yeah, and it's on watercolor paper. It's arches, 100% cotton arches. But I put it up on cradle board.
Okay.
So I'll show you what a cradle board looks like. We'll go for another walk around my house. All right. So this is cradle.
Yeah, okay.
So I obviously don't have my hanging stuff on it yet. Got to get that on. But that's,
Do you glue that up? Do you glue it on?
yeah, you do. You know what, I was thinking that there's a whole process to it. And I was thinking that the magazine, we could do a write-up on how to do that.
That would be good. Do you want
Because-
to send that in? Do you want to write an article about that?
Oh my. Okay.
You write an article, take some photos of the process and write an article, and I'll put it together in the magazine for you.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's exciting. Sure. Yeah, so a lot of galleries don't will not take in
frame
anything
glass,
under
yeah.
glass
Mhm.
because it's too fragile, it's too heavy, it's too everything. And this is like, I always spray my stuff with a UV spray so that it doesn't fade. And I've tested it and it works really good. Like the UV spray, I do a couple of things, sprays of it. And then you can either finish it with like an acrylic finish, or you can use wax, Dorland wax, cold wax.
Mhm.
Gives a beautiful, beautiful finish. The texture and everything is just beautiful. So yeah, I would like to do that. I'm doing this framing 100% now. I don't do the underglass anymore.
We had a show at the art club, at Berry Art Club with the girl was using a aqua board. And you paint watercolor on, but it's a board, so I bought a piece. bought a piece to try it. I haven't taken it out of the package yet, but it's called Aquaboard.
Oh, I've seen that before, yeah.
Now, you just paint on it like paper, apparently. You don't have to put a ground on it. But the thing is, you still have to mount it like you have it on a cradle board, and her husband made a frame for her. Well, that's not gonna work in this house, so, I'm thinking of putting it on a frame, like on a canvas frame that you would put canvas on, you would stretch canvas onto it. So I'm thinking of, adhering this to a canvas, to a frame like that you would put canvas on. So.
I've tried Aquaboard that's attached to a board already. I find I don't like it as well as paper myself. It doesn't behave exactly the same.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's been my experience with Aquaboard.
Yeah, like I haven't tried it, and I've only talked
Yeah.
to I think 2 people that have used it, and they liked it. But
Okay.
I have a question about the finish and the mounting and.
Oh,
Yeah,
my,
I don't
my
know if
dog.
I'm further ahead.
Patty. Okay, so Aquaboard, is that like, is there, I've used something that all the paint stays on the top and it slips all over the place and then you can just wipe it right off.
No, that's
You're talking about
UFO paper.
UFO?
That's
UFO.
you.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No?
it's not UFO.
Well, then
It's-
there's another one too. It's like UFO. It's oh, I can't remember it now. TerraSkin. TerraSkin does the same thing. It doesn't hold the paint. The paint sits on top.
Yeah,
I don't like it either. It's okay if you're messing about, but there's a lot you can't do with it. Or at least I can't do it. Somebody better than me could probably do it, but I can't.
I guess it's getting the shine, with the glass, you get that shine that you don't get when it's mounted on a board. That's, I wonder
Oh,
if
you
there's some
can.
other medium you can. Yeah, is
You
there
can
a
get
medium
a
you can
shine.
use for that? Yeah,
yeah, absolutely you can, whatever you finish it with. So if you
With the
finish it
varnish.
with a matte finish, well, you get that. If you get
Right.
a glossy finish, that's what you
Okay.
get.
Yeah, that's what I do with UPO. I spray it with a varnish, and it has a really shiny quality to it, like it's photo paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, UPO is not for everyone. That's for sure. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent a good hour battling UPO painting yesterday. Then
You
you're
can do
just
that,
not good.
yeah.
It's exhausting. You're wrestling with it, and
Can
you
I
come
add
up with.
something? Can I add something?
Sure.
I have done the mounting on wooden cradle, and I really love that process. And I usually use wax. First, I use the spray fixative, and then I use wax. I do 3 coats of wax, buffing in between. And I have been asked by other members, like how I do it. So I decided that I'm going to be putting the steps on my next newsletter that will be coming up
Oh, great.
early May. So, I mean, I don't know if that would be any use for anybody else, but that's what's going on in my site. But I can show
Excellent.
you. I'll show you some, just a second,
Sure.
okay? One moment.
Yeah, because it's true. A lot of galleries will not take stuff with frames and glass on them.
My question is, how does it hold up?
Perfectly.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's one.
I never tried it. Man.
Here's one, and I can paint this with acrylic. And the back, this is a small one. This
Mhm.
was actually my first tryout. So I decided to do a 4x4 and just kind of go through the process, and I really, really liked it. So I continue on. I have done exhibitions with this. I have done a lot of work with this. This is another one that it doesn't really damage the color or anything, and it has a finish that you still have to be careful because on top is wax. So obviously if you scratch it, if you put something on top that is going to scratch it, it's going to ruin it, or you're going to see it, right? It's not going to ruin your paint, but you're going to see it because it has wax on top.
So
But
is
it has a
that,
very nice finish.
So it's paper mounted on the board, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I find you
it's
need
just
the
your-
wax
your-
though. I find you
yeah,
need the wax. I do it as well. I find you need the wax because I
Oh,
was just
yeah.
using acrylic spray and I touched it with a wet cloth and it started to take some of the paint off. So I find that the wax is important.
The wax is very good. And
Yeah.
I have never tried it with anything else. I really like this finish, so I'm just gonna stay with that. But yeah, I'll be making the process for what I do. Maybe Michelle has something different.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
there
you, Celinda.
there's some little things that are, one way different artists will use it, but slightly different, but basically it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I go next?
Sure.
Okay.
Who said that?
Laurel.
Laura, there you go. I know Milena is quite busy. She's doing some videos for an upcoming course she's doing, so I'll put her next in line after it.
Oh,
We have
sorry.
No. You go ahead. You called it.
Okay.
Let's see. Spotlight replacement. There you go.
So I'm working on some pet portraits. I'm finally working on my own
nice.
pet here. So it's coming along. And this is a commission that I'm working on. Little Havanese
Very cute.
puppy.
Yeah.
And my next one here is a large one.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
My leopard.
Yeah,
So it's a full
I love
sheet,
leopards.
that's nice.
and I've done it from a reference photo that I took in Africa. So we
Very nice.
did a safari last year, and that leopard was a photo that I took, and such a nice memory as well. And so I'm happy to be getting into painting my Africa photos. So that's my first large sheet. Actually, normally the largest I've gone is a half a sheet. So it was stressful, especially near the end. It's like, oh, I can't, if I drop black somewhere, I'm going to screw it up. But I didn't. I'm happy to say I didn't screw it up. So I found that I used large white sheets to kind of cover up the area I wasn't working on to help avoid accidents. Yeah, I'm happy to say that I didn't have any accidents.
It's a nice picture.
Walking
you.
the tightrope.
Yeah. So that's what I have.
Has anybody ever done a cradle board? Like the largest I've done is 12 by 16, but I get nervous about anything bigger. Has anybody done anything bigger?
Yes,
Yes,
12 by 2. Yeah.
I did a 16 by 20.
I did
And
a
that-
full sheet.
Yeah, you did. Oh my!
Oh, full sheet. Wow.
How did
I
you
cannot.
get?
Sorry.
How did you get it to, like, you have to lay it down, right, and put something heavy on it, right?
Well,
To
first
when it
of all,
dries.
I wetted, like really soaked it very, very well. And
Mhm.
I put the paper on the shower, and I did it from one side a few minutes, and then turn it over, and then the paper on the side, and then
No.
I put it on the board. Is that what you were asking me?
So you put it on
did
the
I make it to
board.
stay flat?
So you put it on the
Yeah,
board
and-
first, and then paint on it.
And yes, well, you
Okay.
first you soak it, right? You soak
Right,
it really, really well so that it stays in the board like really well, like it sticks
Okay.
to it. It doesn't move. And then you
Okay.
just wait. But I usually do my sketch before I start painting.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
even if it goes in the shower, it doesn't really matter because, or I mean, under the water. It doesn't have to be in the shower.
She means once you finish
you-
painting it, attaching it to the cradled wood board.
Yes. It just stays, like if it's really soaking, and then, just brush water on your board and then it stays. Or
You
in,
don't have
in
to-
an acrylic board.
You don't have to
An
add
acrylic board.
any glue or any medium or anything to get it to stay on the board?
No. No, if you're having problems with that, maybe you can put like tape around it, like the double-sided tape, not the double-sided tape, right?
Tape.
It's like a paper tape that has glue, and then you can just put it in and then it stays. But I don't usually, I did that once and I didn't like it. So I never used it again, but I know other artists that do it. But to me, I use clips to make sure that it doesn't move if it has to, if it dries too much, but I make sure that it keeps dry. I mean, a painting like that, you're not going to finish in one sitting. It takes a few days to finish. So you just kind of, if by the night, I just put my clips, and then in the morning I spray it and keep on working, but the paper continues to be, I always wet it and continue. It just depends on what I would show you, but it's in my hallway. If you want to, it's a big course, but it's a full sheet. And
I've also
it's
heard
good.
of
I'm very
staples
happy.
too. I've seen people use staples
Yeah,
as well
but-
sometimes.
Yeah, I do. Like, I'm sorry, I just took my painting off my board today, but I could have showed you. Just a second.
By the way, hi, Laurel, how you doing?
Well, now that I want to show you, I don't know where I put them, but yeah, you just put the clubs, like, like a staples. Anyway, sorry, I cannot show you. But yeah, and then it stays in your board, and then you can paint.
Okay, Laurel, did you have anything more to say?
Try it.
Laurel, did you have anything else
Nope.
to show?
I can
before we
show
move
you.
on?
Well, I guess
I can show you my painting.
Oh,
this guy
one
too.
sec.
This guy's on a board. I didn't paint the edges of it,
Oh yeah.
but eagle here.
Very nice. I
Thanks.
usually paint
Laurel?
my edges first, or you can just leave them natural. They look nice natural too.
Hi, can you hear me?
Here.
Hi, Laurel.
Hi, Esme.
Hi, Celinda, everyone. Laurel, that painting you just showed us,
Yes.
did you fix it on that board and then paint it?
No, I painted it first.
Okay, and then you put glue on
Then I use matte medium,
matte medium on the support and then put it on.
and then I use an X-Acto knife to cut around.
Right. Okay.
That's the most nerve-wracking part.
Yes, yes.
Because you want to cut it nice and perfectly.
Yes.
Okay, I
I'm
need to move it
sorry.
along here a bit. Sorry, you got the thing?
I
Okay,
just found my clips. I have them right in front of me under a paper.
there you
But
go.
here, this is what I use to just put them in, put them on like that, and just leave it overnight. Thank you.
Okay, move on to Milena. I know Milena's limited in her time. She's filming for her upcoming online tutorial series. I highly recommend her stuff. Excellent work. And she's going to be teaching it on, I think it's called Sketchy, but maybe she can tell us more about that. She also has some work to show us. So let me put her on here. There we go.
Okie doke. I am actually really curious about your process for mounting things, Celinda. So could you stick like a link to your newsletter or something in the Facebook group? That would
In
be
the
really
Facebook group. Yeah,
Yeah.
usually Chris puts my newsletter in the in the website, and
Okay,
it will be on the website. But if you give me your email, then I can send it to you.
sure.
You
Yeah, it's
can
just- should I type it in or?
you can send it to me.
Yeah,
You can send it to me, and then
okay, cool.
privately if you want to. But
Yeah,
my email is artworkbycelinda@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my name is spelled with a C, CELINDA.
yeah, I can see it down there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, so for me, I don't really have too much to show, but I was filming a bunch of intros for my class that's through Sketchy, and it's like a quick watercolor portrait course. But what I have been working on that I'm more excited about right now are like these, I guess, big shapes, slightly abstracted heads or bodies or whatever. And I was really, I've mostly been working with like liquid charcoals, which are, I like the Schmincke ones. But I like to mix them with watercolor, like black watercolor, to make them a little bit more sticky, because the black charcoal on its own, it really likes to slide around. So I'm mixing it in with watercolor, but for some of them, I've found that depending on the type of paper that I'm using, the charcoal won't slide around as much. So with this one, I'm not sure how well it shows up. This one was like pure charcoal, and with the Bauhong paper, it does not slide around like at all. Like I can go over it, and it doesn't cause the same kind of mess situation as it does on different types of papers. So I've tried it with like this one was on Kilimanjaro, and that one is really slippy. And any other kind of paper, really, it slips around a lot. Fabriano is the worst. But when I mix it with watercolor, it doesn't slip as badly. But with Bauhong, I don't need to mix it at all. And then, and this was actually my favorite of these little abstracted head things that I've just been doing with one color. Only in this case, it was the Rockwell paints, so it ended up being like a duotone, might be slightly washed up, 7 light right on it. Anyway, that's my excitement for the day. But the sketchy class, the sketchy class is mostly like it's mostly just quick watercolor portraits, and they're colorful. And the basic point of it is to get the painting down in a single layer, and to get as much color into it, and to use values as colors to create quickly a colorful portrait. So breaking things down into values, but instead of through layering, using different valued colors within their color families to create that effect more quickly. If that made any sense. It doesn't make any sense, you can ask me. I contact myself sometimes.
Do you have a link for it you can share? Because it looks like a really interesting course, and it's what, only $30 or something?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap actually. Yeah, so I do have a link for it, and I can put that up in the group, or I can send it in.
Yeah, you
Whatever.
put it in the chat here, and people can have a look, because it's quite interesting looking.
I don't
very,
even
very
know
great
how to work this phone with the Zoom in the chat. So if you can do that.
Okay, let me search for it. Okay, you can keep talking. I'll try and find
I
the
can
link.
grab my other phone and send it in for you.
Let's
But
see.
that was basically mostly what I wanted to do. And I'm really interested in like the way that you guys mount things, because yeah, it seems to be a very important thing to do. Galleries do not like glass.
some galleries won't consider it mixed media, so you have to be careful of that.
That's
Yeah, so the galleries that I've talked to are, at least around here, are very much against anything framed in glass. So if whatever you can do to actually get your painting not behind glass is to your advantage in my situation. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's like a gallery that's like purely based on watercolor, maybe they might consider it a mixed media, or they might, I don't know what they would do, but any galleries that I've talked to around here that accept like various works, like oils and acrylics and whatever, they won't accept watercolor if it's behind glass. So, yeah.
Do you know if they will accept it if we put the cold wax finish or the acrylic? Will they accept it?
Yeah, they would. If, as long as it's not behind glass,
Yeah.
it's good. So getting it mounted on those boards and things, that is the ticket.
Melina, where are you?
I'm in South Niagara. So I'm in Fort Erie actually, so like right at the border with Buffalo. But the galleries that I've talked to are like in Niagara.
Just a warning. Most galleries will accept it on cradle board, but some will call this because you've got some finishes on top of the watercolors. They'll call it mixed media, and then they won't take it. So just beware of that.
I don't know, just from my experience, like the personal ones that I've talked to. I'm sure every single one is different. I'm just saying, for my situation, this seems to be an important thing. So I'd like to learn more about it from you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is check the gallery's requirements before you get there.
Yeah.
Amen.
You don't want any
Very
unpleasant
interesting.
surprises. Yeah.
Thank you, Milena.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Nice pictures too.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely check out her work. It's very, very good. We can find a. Oh, do you want to post it? Okay, I'll post it then. Okay, who wants to go next? Anybody?
I have something to show.
You want to go? Okay, hold on, let me find you again here.
Who's next? Me?
You want to show
Go.
something? Yeah, you're
Esme.
you're next again.
Esme.
You had something to show, Celinda?
Yeah, were you going to show
Yeah.
something first?
Okay. I was just going to show you the painting I finished today. And I already went ahead and put the mat on it. I got all excited about it.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes.
Oh my.
That is lovely.
I had it almost finished, but today I put some finishing touches and I went ahead and did the mat. So this is my new baby.
You're going to put
That's
that
it.
behind glass, Celinda?
That one, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I haven't done cradles that big because basically because I don't find them that easy to find. You have to have them ordered here where I am anyway. Maybe in Toronto is different. But the size has a lot to do with what I can do with cradles. But I have seen you know, big cradles. The biggest one that I have done this is a watercolor I did a little while back, and it's on a cradle. And this is, I don't know, maybe 20 by 16. It's, I didn't paint the side, I left it natural because the painting kind of, in my opinion, just called for natural. And it's all done and finished. Sorry, that's it for me. I'll be quiet now.
Thanks, Celinda.
No, that was really great. I just find that different galleries, or when you're entering in different groups like Federation of Canadian Artists or Oil and Water or something or other, they do have their specific things that they want you to do. For example, then that beautiful piece, Linda, they will at Federation of Canadian Artists, they expect that you paint the sides of it either with the colors that you have on the front or with black, some kind of finish. And that's only one example of one place that asks for that. So I know it's very difficult to say, I'm going to do this and this is acceptable for everybody, but I haven't found that yet.
I'll tell you this, that any of our IWS Canada exhibitions, you can put whatever you want on the back or the front, and we're not going to stop you from hanging.
Ian, though, I was really happy when you said that it's watercolor on anything. But if we are sending it to another place, so to Japan or to Mexico or something, do they just not want the half sheet of watercolor paper, period?
It depends on you just have to read the what the regulations are for their exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
They vary between places. It tends to be the half sheet, but you know, it depends on the exhibition really.
Yeah. But
We
none
had
of this.
we had someone today at the Mississauga Watercolor Society who does acrylic on watercolor paper, and she had never submitted any work because she felt it wouldn't be accepted. And I said, send it, whatever. It's like it's not a problem. They're beautiful paintings, and we're just trying to include as many members as we can. So there's no point to be a stickler about details like that. So, it depends, again, it depends on the gallery. So just make sure you read the regulations before you focus it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could just rent it out and you can hang whatever you want. Another option. Okay, Esmina, do you have something to show us?
Yes, it's interesting that you guys are talking about all these alternative ways of framing and putting them on boards, because today I wanted to show some of the work that I had done with painting watercolors on canvas. And I did demos with Opus Art Supplies because they sold the core grounds for it. This is a ground. I think some of you are probably familiar. Can you see this?
Oh, I've used that. Yeah, I've used that on
So
canvas. I had a friend
that's
who wanted a
right.
canvas watercolor. Yeah.
I really love the feel of painting on canvas. And again, just like everyone else, except for one gallery that accepted mine, most of the other galleries say nothing behind glass. So, and plus I like canvas, so I tried to find a way to do it. And I was so happy to see the watercolor ground, and they even have a cold press ground if you want it to be on a rougher surface.
Mm-hmm.
So this was
Oh, it's
painted
very nice.
on a,
Yeah.
thank you, on a canvas then.
Yeah.
And then when I finished painting it, I put the archival varnish finish, and it's like with varnishing acrylics or oils, you will want to use the first two layers of varnish, use the gloss ones, the gloss varnish, and then on the third one, then I'll use the satin. Then it's not quite so shiny. But if you used matte in 2 or 3 layers or satin in 2 or 3 layers, it dulls the finish right away. So if you use the shiny one, the glossy one first, and then put the satin one, then it has a better look to it. And this is another piece that I did
very
the
nice.
same way.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't have a very good setup right now. I changed rooms. And that's on Canvas. That's on Canvas as well. This poor little thing, I have to clean it because it was in the gallery that accepts watercolor behind glass. Unfortunately, some kids decided to have fun and threw like a Molotov cocktail in through the mail slot and ended up making fire right at the front
Oh
of
my
the
God.
store. And so
Wow.
this was damaged by smoke, a little bit of smoke. So
Mm.
now I'm gonna have to clean it up and hope that I can get it back to the way it was. Currently, I have an exhibit with a group and this is the large piece behind me that I'm working on. Also watercolor on canvas.
Wow. That's
It's
a lot of ground you must have used.
It's 30
Very
by
nice, Esme.
it's actually not very like you don't have to use very much, but I find the reason why I'm not sticking to it, I only do it once in a while, is because you put the ground on and then you have to put I find that you have to put at least 2 layers on because it's too uneven when you apply your watercolor on, then the absorption is too uneven if you only have the 1 layer of core ground on. And if it's the cold press ground that I use, I find that it's really coarse, and then your brushes will get wrecked faster. So I sand it a bit to smooth it. So you'll still have the roughness, the different like ruggedness, but not the sharp tooth on top. And then I spray it with water and then dry it. So it's a process before you can paint on it.
Have you,
Not
sorry,
sure
have you tried the Daniel Smith ground as opposed to the core one? Because I've tried the Daniel Smith ground and I really did not like it.
I've never tried that.
Okay.
I like the absorption with the core ground right away. So that's what I've been using and that's what I had been demoing. But I think the process is too long, and if I move to an apartment or something, I'm not going to be as likely to be able to do all of that sanding and spraying water on it. So first love is still on paper if we can figure out what to do.
Is it white ground or clear ground? And what's the brand again?
Core, QOR.
Okay.
QOR.
And paints are
And
also
it's-
very nice.
Is it
Yeah, the paints
is it
are
white?
quite intense.
Yeah, they
Is
have
it
very
white?
intense paint.
Sorry. Is it white or clear, Esme?
This one is white, but I think it's available in clear. I have it somewhere, but I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. Thank you. Nice paintings.
Oh, thank you very much. I love yours too.
Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful painting.
Okay, who wants to go next? Any volunteers?
I'll go next if you like.
All right. Hi, Lorraine.
Yeah, I just put myself so I can see what I'm doing here. There you go, the reflection on the glass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just a minute, let me turn the light off. That's better, eh? See it? Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, very nice. Very, very nice.
That's all she wrote.
Okay, thanks, Lorraine.
I will tell you, we're having a little, I'll give myself a little ad here. The art club's
Sure.
having an art blast on the 23rd of May at the Curling Club in Barrie. It's $25 ticket.
Mm.
We have
That's the
16
Barrie Art
artists
Club, right?
competing with 2 rounds of artists, so it's kind of exciting. And then
Do you have a
the
link to that?
weekend, pardon me?
Do you have a link we can share?
Yeah, I'll send the link out. I'll send the link out tomorrow, and we're having also a retrospect show for our 75th anniversary the following weekend up in Minnesing at the
Okay.
Double Door Gallery. So we have paintings from 1949 till today,
Whoa.
and
Mhm.
kind of excited to show that because we've been collecting from all the families are loaning us paintings, you know, from former members. That includes
Yeah.
the first president of the Barrie Art Club in 1949, so it's
Wow.
kind of exciting.
Is Adele coming as well?
I think so. I haven't talked to her. I haven't talked to her for a couple of weeks. She sent me a text and I haven't answered it yet because I've been so busy with these other
Oh,
things.
yeah.
I haven't had a chance to answer it, so I'm hoping she's coming.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw the email, but Paula just booked her flight from England. I'm not sure what
Oh,
you
from
figured out
England
your
to Amsterdam?
yeah.
No, I haven't. I'm going down this week. Hopefully I'll have time this week to go down and book something. I'm trying to decide whether I go through London, go direct,
Yeah.
or go through Dublin.
They're pretty cheap. Both London and Dublin are pretty cheap flights. Aer
Yeah.
Lingus has a lot of deals. Yeah.
Yes, so I have a sister-in-law who's not well, and I thought, you know what, I could just go there a couple of days earlier and see her,
Yeah, that's a great way to go.
because I'm going anyway, right?
Yeah, right. It's on the way.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that's the plan.
Well, it'll be great to have you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's yeah, it's not going to be long now. We're almost into May already. So
Yeah, May's just kind of exploded in my face.
yeah, I know. Surprising. All right, Chris next, and then
Mm, sounds good.
let's see, it's Kim, and then Luann.
All right.
What's new from the headquarters there?
From the headquarters, not a whole heck of a lot. Well, today was the first day in the lake, so I'm a little tired.
Yeah,
Okay, so here is, I don't know, can you see it?
yeah,
Where did I go? I can't see myself. There I am.
yeah,
Okay.
we can see you.
Yeah, so I'm fiddling around with Chinese brush painting because that's what I do. I skip around like crazy. And I've discovered that, I can do this on hot press. So I can get rid of that hot press paper, which is terrible to paint with.
Oh, I know.
And there's another one. Just kind of
Oh, that's nice.
a little different. But I was working a bit on rice paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like rice paper. It's weird. And it's
try
really
eating it?
thin. Not yet, but I'll pass it to the bird in about 10 seconds. I'm
It
sure
looks
they'll
good.
devour it, right? So I got a couple here that I did. So there's another one, wisteria. So it's
Oh,
kind of cool actually. You can flip it the other way and it's like, oh, look at that. Like it just bleeds right through, right? So
two
super
paintings for
thin.
one.
Yeah. And then this one I just did just kind of was fiddling around with it with
Oh, very
ink.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah, the Chinese black ink and then some watercolor. So yeah. So that's pretty much it.
great.
So I should just bundle these up and give them to the bird.
Use them as
They'll dispose of them for me.
some cage liner.
Exactly. There you go.
Well, thanks again for all your help with the website stuff.
No problem.
Great job with that.
Yeah.
All right, Luann. I think that's our last one.
I
There we
don't
go.
have a whole lot to show. I've been teaching some watercolor classes this last year. Up till now, it's been like per day for base like introductory courses, but they asked me to do a like beyond beginners intermediary course, which has been a lot of fun, but it's been taking away from my own practice, unfortunately. But it's been really interesting because Well, first of all, you don't have to do the basics anymore, which has been nice. Kind of dive right into it. And the students have been asking questions when I go through my demos about why I do certain things that I hadn't even thought of myself that kind of just come more intuitively. So it's been very interesting to think about why I do things as opposed to just do them. But besides that, if I can share my screen, is there a way I can do that? Or can you only do that
Yeah, there
through
should
the
be. Down at
There's
the
a little
bottom, it
button
says
at the
share
bottom.
screen.
um, share? Oh, whiteboard. I can't get it to work. I was going to. No, it's not letting me do it. That's too complex for me.
Beside whiteboard, there should be other options, like the desktop. You see desktop?
Oh, it says advanced files, apps. Um,
Not on the side arrow, on the main arrow. The big green button with the arrow on it says share screen.
it says whiteboard and it says system settings unknown
Oh,
with an
that's it.
exclamation mark.
Okay, maybe you have to turn on the permissions or something. But
That's fine. You're not gonna have to watch me
yeah.
fiddle with my computer. But I was I have a couple paintings in a gallery just dropped off, so I was going to show them. And then
Whereabouts are you?
in Newfoundland.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh wow. Oh, you're one of our few East Coast members, I think.
it's 9:30 here.
Oh
So
wow.
I'm guessing that's getting
Oh,
close to that
wow.
time. And I'm going to be in a publication. It should be released now, which is through our art school in Corner Brook. But those were slightly older paintings, but still nice to to get out. But that's about it.
Great. Well, thank you, and thanks for representing Newfoundland out there. Honestly, I don't think we have any other Newfoundland members.
I think there's one more, but
Yeah. Mark Begbie, I think he's in Nova Scotia though.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
There's a very small community of watercolorists here. And most of them are hobby artists that are trying to push into more professional spaces, but it's not a very big crowd, unfortunately.
You like to be our Newfoundland rep? I think the position is vacant, I believe.
Hotly contested.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a tough fight.
Sure.
Anyway,
I do
you can think about it. It doesn't
Yeah, no,
involve a lot. It just actually, well, so Linda's the BC rep. She's our flagship representative. So
yeah,
she's
that's no
the
problem. I do work with Carfac and our board out here
yeah.
so I like volunteering. So it's all good.
It's we go under the sort of idea that people volunteer whatever they have to volunteer. We don't push anyone too much. People want to do more, they can do more. They do less. Everything's a benefit. So
Sure.
anyway, I don't have any specific jobs right now for you to do, but just good to keep in mind. Maybe when we have the exhibition, you can share some things with members out there. Share some things with the people around. Just,
Yeah, it would be
good
nice to get more involvement out this way. Especially
yeah,
I'm very rural, so
yeah.
it's
At the very least, you could get some more colleagues or
Mm.
people to go paint with, do some plein air paint outs or something.
But
You do
you're in Corner Brook, is that right?
No, I'm in Bay Roberts, so it's about an hour from St. John's.
There's a chap that I work with in St. John's too. We have a couple of members from the Barrier Club in St.
Okay.
John's. So, and I think that Barb Canning does watercolors as well.
Yeah, it's not a name I know, but it could also be just that I'm even more isolated because I live in there's like 5,000 people in my community, so we're even
sounds
more
good to
isolated
me.
in Newfoundland. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's the purpose of IWS Canada, is to bring together all the disparate groups from across the nation who aren't near any kind of hub to, because it can be very isolating, especially when no one else even does watercolor. That's how I felt initially. I'd go to, this was in downtown Toronto as well. Everyone does acrylics and oils. And then I was like, oh, wow, it's instant colleagues. Got a whole group you can consult with. So you're not alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe we can actually make it acceptable to use glazing like glass for on top of watercolor paper.
Sure,
Yeah.
why not? Well, our exhibitions, we invite everyone to try whatever kind of glazing or
They can do.
mounting method they want to try. It's free for all.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to leave, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. We're over time anyways. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you for everything you've shared with us. And if you have anything more you want to share, just post it on the Facebook group. And yeah, thank you again for tuning in, and until the next time. And yeah,
Thank you very
have a
much.
wonderful
Thank you,
evening, everyone.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
for your help
Okay.
with the trip.
See you
Thank
next week, Michelle.
Bye,
Okay,
Michelle.
Good night.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
yes.
everybody.
Bye.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Goodbye.